The Name on the Blue Waves, Sydney. In 1788, a small ship dropped its anchor on a distant and unfamiliar shore. On board were British Admiral Arthur Phillip and a group of convicts. The place they first landed was Botany Bay, but it didn't take long for them to realize it wasn't a good spot to start a new life. There was no fresh water and no safe place to dock their ships. So they sailed north, searching for hope, and soon discovered a beautiful harbor, Port Jackson. Admiral Phillip was deeply impressed by the sparkling blue water and the rich nature around it. He decided to build a new colony there and gave it a name, Sydney Cove. The name came from Thomas Townshend, the first Viscount Sydney, who was then the British Home Secretary. But for Phillip, it wasn't just a name to honor someone powerful. It carried his hopes for order, peace, and a new beginning in a confusing world. The Crossroads of History, 1788. Looking back, 1788 was a turning point in world history. In Korea, King Jong-jo was ruling the Joseon dynasty, trying to bring about a cultural revival, though its golden age was fading. In Europe, the French Revolution, which would soon change the world, was just around the corner. In America, the new republic had already declared independence, and as a result, Britain could no longer send its convicts there. That's when Britain turned its eyes to a new land, Australia, and that's how the name Sydney was born. It may seem like just another place name, but Sydney is actually a product of history, shaped by the people, events, and decisions of its time. Later, many towns and streets in Australia would be named after kings or nobles, but Sydney came first. It became not only a name, but a symbol of new beginnings. The meaning behind the name Sydney. Today, Sydney has grown into a massive, world-famous city, big enough that people often don't realize how large it truly is. The Sydney that most tourists visit, the city center, is actually quite small, about the size of Jongno in Seoul, and you can easily walk around it. But the greater metropolitan area, known as Metro Sydney, is huge, roughly 20 times bigger than Seoul. So to think of Sydney as just one single city doesn't quite capture its full meaning. Like Seoul, which has many different districts, Gangnam, Jongno, Mapo, and so on, Sydney is made up of countless smaller suburbs, each with its own unique charm. Step outside the city and you'll find peaceful beaches, quiet forests, and lively suburban communities. All these different faces come together under the name Sydney. Seeing Sydney through my own eyes, walking its streets, feeling its rhythm, has become a journey to understand not just the city, but myself. The name Sydney may have started from one person, but today it carries the lives and stories of millions. It's no longer just a name. It's a living, breathing symbol of history and humanity.